Welcome back. Well, there is definitely some amount of incremental pressure which is emerging back into the markets, courtesy the Bank Nifty. So we have the Bank Nifty, which is now down close to around 300 points. There's a renewed amount of selling pressure which is taking place. Adani Enterprises is now showing a cut of around 14% Adani Ports is down around 6.5%. So 13% off its day's high in today's trading session. But there are other losers which are seeing exaggerated losses at this point. So UPL is down close to 6%. HDFC Life, which has already seen quite a deceleration since yesterday, continues to see a downtrend. So down around close to 6% for HDFC Life. So losers across the board at this point. ITC, however, is still managing to hold up with a gain of around 5% along with Britannia. In fact, Britannia is one of the top gainers on the Nifty today. It's up around 4% Mangalam did catch up with Varun Berry, the MD of Britannia Industries, a few days ago. Listen in to what he had to say.
In the last year or so, we've got the whole croissant JV back on track. It's doing really well. We recently announced our cheese JV with Bell. We are getting traction on some of the adjacency products as well. Cake is back. Cake was, on the go. So it was affected very badly during the pandemic. We're getting it back. We've got the momentum there. So now is the time for us to get back on stream with our Total Foods dream and make sure that we get new products to the fore, we get new connections with consumers, with new offerings, and that's what we are looking for. And yes, it'll take us a little longer. And what we have done is the new businesses, we've set it up as agile teams, right? So the decision-making processes are much shorter. They report directly to me. I take very quick decisions and they get what they need. And I think that is working quite well for us. And that's showing in our new business results as well.
So how long before the core actually gets cracking at a much faster pace, so to say?
Well, see, you're right. The fact is that when your business is large, it becomes very difficult for the smaller businesses to start to contribute big numbers. But if each one of these was to contribute 1%, and let's say we had 5 of these, that would mean 5% to the overall business, and that's a big deal. But we are hoping that that 5% becomes 10% over the years, and we are able to get, more and more to the pie.
So your core grows at about 10% volumes. That's what you've, your aspiration has been medium to long term. The adjacencies add in another 5%, growing faster than the base. So, increasing in contribution. Your international business grows a little faster than that. And then you have some cream, so to say, coming on top from maybe some newer categories that you enter, your capacities, etc. Are we looking at mid-teens, high-teens sort of growth for the next foreseeable future?
Well, that's the aspiration, Mangalam, for sure. If I was to write a strategic plan for the next 10 years, that would be my target.
What other things would your strategic plan include?
Well, I can't give you all the details now.
How much more is there potential of incremental cost savings, and what are the areas that you're looking at in terms of cost savings?
So cost savings, as you know, Mangalam, we've been saving almost 2% for the last 8 years.
Yes.
Right? And this year it's going to be 2.5%. So I've been asked this question forever.
Yes.
Right? That, how long are you going to get this 2% out? And we proved it this year that we can even get more than 2%. You're probably going to get 2.5% because the inflation was so high. We really redoubled onto that, saving platform.
You've reduced the distance that an average truck of Britannia travels.
Yeah.
Give me some other examples where you see scope for costs to reduce.
So we are a baking company. A lot of cost in energy itself because we bake products. There's a lot of energy which is required. And that's one of our biggest platforms. If you think about it, we've got so many factories and so many baking lines. We keep tightening the technology. We've also got this, new oven, which is called the 21C oven, which is patented.
Okay.
So all of those things, that's our biggest area of focus. How do we get savings out of the process of baking.
Are we looking at EBITDA back to the 19% plus levels that we once saw during the pandemic when things were good for you in terms of cost and demand?
We are in a place where we've sort of got all our inflation, outweighed by either price increase or cost savings. So we are in a good place, and I think we are pretty much, at the level that we were at the pre-COVID kind of levels.
What is your ideal revenue mix
So
in that strategic plan that you spoke about?
So 10 years from today, 5 years from today, 2
3,
years.
5, 10, give me all of that.
Oh my
The
God.
glide path.
Okay, so I would say 3 years, at least 35% of our revenue needs to come from outside of biscuits, right? 5 years, almost 40-45 needs to come from adjacency categories, which is outside of biscuits. And ideally, in let's say 10 years, it should be a 50-50 portfolio.
All right, that is a very interesting conversation with Varun Berry of Britannia, talking about cost savings, margin outlook, and most importantly about croissants and cakes as well. So of course, we'll keep getting you excerpts of that conversation. Britannia is the stock on our radar today, up 4.5%. Time for a break now. On the other